Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from AK Interactive. So this is quite interesting thing because this brand is famous for their paints and various weathering mediums, but this time we get the plastic kit in 1/35 scale, and as you can see it copies Rover 88, so it's a series 2A Rover 8, so this pickup vehicle, and I think there will be also some assembly options, so you can copy it in the popular scale. It might be a really good opportunity to have it for your diorama project, and it will be also a good chance to build this car overall, because there are not that many kits which actually copy this vehicle. I know there is Airfix, which will be quite soon in my build review, but it is in the smaller scale, and I think it can't rival what is offered here. So first of all, you can notice that the box style and design is not that huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and we have quite colorful box art here. Then on the side you'll find also some safety information as far as you can see, and also we have the kit number and address of the manufacturer. It's written that it's suitable for models from 14 years old. And on the opposite side you can see all of the marking options, so that's exactly what I was talking about. We have the covered roof version, so this is quite interesting thing that we have several choices for at least this part of the vehicle. And the fitment of the top section is a bit tight, so I will just do it off the table to be a bit quicker, if it will be faster, I would say. But I can see that on the top of the box it's written that the parts count is 230 parts, so it's quite a number for a 1/35 scale car. As you can imagine, the finished vehicle should not be large, so that's why I'm saying that it's rather large number for a car in 1/35 scale. So I'm trying to lift it up, and now it's up. So as you can see, it's very thin cardboard. Nevertheless, it managed to protect everything what you can see here. So each frame, from what I can see, is packed into the separate plastic bag. It's a resealable plastic bag, which is really good. And we are going to start with a pair of plastic sprues. So these are the frame D type. So I will show you only one. Here it is. And maybe we can zoom in and open the lenses so that you can see all of the parts. So here we have the suspension parts. You can see the leaf springs here. We also have the wheel rims and some seat parts as well. So everything looks rather nice, and of course it's good that, for example, the leaf springs are molded as a single piece part. You don't have to do anything extra, and this will make it easier to get all of the parts together. And if I zoom in closer, here you can check the molded in features in the wheel rims and also on those leaf spring parts. We also have here the cases for the headlamps. Again, you can see that those are rather two types, and we have also the some storage boxes which will be placed in the rear section, but this is not difficult thing to install, because again the box here, it is molded as a single piece part, so you just need to get it into the right spot and you'll be good to go. And here you can check it from the opposite side, so that's exactly what I was talking about, that it comes as a single piece element, and it will simplify the assembly process and make it a bit more I would say quick. So definitely good thing. Next, I can see that, I don't know why, one sprue is packed without any plastic bag, so this is really strange. But here we have the car body parts. So here you can see the front bonnet. We also have the side panels. We have some Pioneer tools, and I guess these are the separate doors and separate rear deck, from what I can see, or maybe that's the roof panel. We will see it in the assembly panel. But doors are definitely separate here because of this cutout, and maybe we can zoom in again so that you can check the external features on these parts. So just like on the real vehicle, they're rather plain, and here we also have the rear section pre-molded, so if camera will focus on these parts, you can see, and it does not want to focus, so maybe we will do it this way. So now you can see that we also have some details for the rear section as well. This is quite interesting design. It should work because basically you get the smooth connection between these side panels, and here you can see also the bonnet section. So again, rivets look rather nice. And let's flip it over, because inside, yes, we also get some internal details. Here for these side panels we get them in the rear section, while here, as you can see, We have some minor push marks, but they should not be visible, at least I hope so, so that on the finished vehicle you shouldn't worry about them, let's say it this way. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag, so here I can see that we have again mix of various parts, and these are the various car body elements as well as the doors, for example. So here you can see what I'm talking about. Let's zoom in a bit, and now you can see those separate doors. So they're molded with those window frames. We also have the steering wheel here, radiators, also the floor panel here with the seat lower parts, which is quite interesting design, I would say. And also we have various suspension parts again, so maybe it's worth zooming in again so that you can check what we are looking into here. So the steering wheel is a one-piece part. Then we continue here with the firewall. As you can see, it is molded without the window frame, and I think it is done this way in order to accommodate the version with the folded down windscreen frame, because it was possible as far as I remember. And here you can see this floor panel. These are actually the seat bases. Next we continue with more parts for the suspension, as I said, and those two doors, and I can see that the handles are actually pre-molded or locks. And here you can check the opposite side, so we have all internal features also here in place. I can see also that the top panel is separated in quite interesting way. I guess it won't be possible to fold it down, but it's also a really good panel lines here. I think for a 1/35 scale it's a decent details level, and I think with a careful painting you can get a quite nice result here, maybe also with some panel liners. And next we continue with the gray plastic sprue, which is dedicated to the engine, and this is rather important because many brands actually skip on this feature, but here we get it in the standard package. So if I zoom in, you can see what I'm talking about here, and it looks quite detailed. So we have the engine, the gearbox, and also some external equipment which will be installed on the engine. I can see a lot of actually additional stuff which will be added. Obviously the wiring is not copied here, so if you would like to have wiring, you should go with some own metal wire installed according to some references of the real vehicles. But here you can take a closer look at the parts. So the molding quality is really good. Attachment points are very thin even in the smallest parts. And let's flip over the sprue. So here we have for the engine parts, we have quite interesting guiding elements. These are basically the raised and the let's say protruding edges, which will help you guide these two parts together. So overall it looks rather fine. And next we continue with the clear plastic sprue, which is also packed into the separate plastic bag. So just give me a moment. I'm not sure if we have the masks here included, so we'll check it a bit further in this video. But as you can see, the molding quality for those clear parts, it looks rather nice. So here I don't have anything to complain about. And now I'm looking at the vinyl tires. It's quite interesting here because I think these are the vinyl parts. There are 5 of them in the separate plastic bag, but they are, I would say, different from what we are used to see as the vinyl tires. So if I zoom in and bring closer one of the tires, and if camera will focus, now you can see what I'm talking about here. So the tire and the tire wall details, they look rather okay, and I think with some careful assembly you should get a really good result. But this is still rubber, as you can see, so it's flexible, and obviously you will not get any weight effects with such thing. And maybe there is some resin aftermarket available, but I think such details are enough for out-of-the-box build. Next we also have this folded canvas part. I guess it's for the version with the open rear section, so just give me a second, I will open it. And here it is. It's a single piece part, so you don't have to worry about installation or assembly of, let's say, more or less convincing appearance. You should delete these plastic pins, but this is not a difficult task. With a sharp knife you should be able to do it really quickly. And next we have 2 plastic sprues which are just added into the box. So here we have various minor equipment. These are basically the towing hooks, and loops which should be installed on the car. So these are quite tiny and thin, as you can see here, so be careful with this and definitely do not hurry during the installation because it might be easy to damage them and then it's a bit tricky to fix such things. Next we continue with last gray plastic sprue. So here I just need to open the plastic bag again, just give me a moment. Okay, so here we have the sprue A. And I guess for this one I need to zoom out first. You can see that here we have the one-piece main chassis. We also have some parts for the wheel fenders. Also here is the front mask, by the way, the wheel axles, and some other mechanical parts which will be installed in the engine compartment. What is cool is that this main section of the chassis is coming as a single piece part, so it means you don't have to deal with the separate bars which should be somehow combined together. You just get it in the right alignment, and as far as you can see it's really easy to separate as well, so it's up to you how you will paint it. Maybe you will paint it separately, maybe you will paint it on the plastic sprue, and here you can see also the front mask which is molded separately as well. So overall the molding quality looks really great, so here it is nothing to complain about. What I'm interested in is this brown box, so just give me a second to open it, because here we obviously get something a bit more tender than the previous parts, that's why it is packed this way. And yes, we get the tarp cover, so here it is. It's a single piece element, which is really great because you don't have to deal with the separate panels here. You just get it and install it onto the rear section. As you remember, you can also copy the open version, so it's up to you whether you will be using this part, but I think it's really nice to have it this way, not the several piece assembly. So let's move this sprue to the side, because next we also get the PE parts. And here it is interesting because PE parts copy a lot of stuff as far as you can see. So here, as you can see, we have some front grille meshes as well as even the Land Rover logos here. So that's really cool. And obviously such part will look a bit more convincing in comparison with the plastic one. Next we also have the decals. Decals are printed by cartograph, as it's written here, and as you can see we have even some interior decals here, so it should be quite nice quality, because usually cartograph is really easy to apply, so it's just a matter of choosing the marking option you would like to have on your vehicle. And now we can move to the assembly manual in order to check what is actually included here and how this car should be assembled. So let's close the lenses, zoom out a bit. And as you can see, this is the large brochure. This portion of the text on the cover, it's not the history note, unfortunately, it's the caution note about the assembly process. Then we continue with the parts map. We also have here the colors chart, and I can see that there is no mention on which parts are not used, but assembly process starts with the main chassis, and you can also see the paint callouts so that you can pre-paint all of the elements, and in some cases it's really good strategy because otherwise it will be really difficult to reach them later, so definitely think through how you would like to approach this. And next we continue with the brake drums. We install also various equipment in the engine compartment. Here you start working on the engine. And as you can see, the engine block should be assembled and painted in a pale green, while we have the oil pan in the matte aluminium. Then we continue also with the radiator fan, which is assembled out of PE parts as far as you can see. And next we also install various additional equipment on the engine, so it's quite a power plant, and it might be worth showing it on the assembled vehicle because it would be a shame to hide it, but maybe some others would like to focus on the external features, so in this case they will be just closing it under the bonnet, which is quite a shame again. And next we continue here with the radiator grille and also various suspension parts. Next we have the, I'm not sure what is this. This is the steering version for the left-hand steering wheel drive, and we also have the right hand, I guess, separately. Next we continue with the exhaust being installed, and also again there are plenty of paint callouts, so pay attention to this. The front bumper, the various stowage boxes, and here we have the wheels installation. Then we start working on the car body, so there are also some PE parts as far as you can see to be installed, and front firewall, also the radiator grille, which is combined together with P parts. Here we install the front fenders. As you can see, these are also separate parts. The rear door in the rear compartment is molded separately, but I can see that assembly manual does not mention the possibility to open it, so maybe it will require some additional modifications. But here we continue also with the seats. And as far as you can see, it's assembly option, so you can also get it in the folded position. Here we continue also with various control elements in the interior, which is rather nice because in 135 scale such stuff is a noticeable thing. So that's why it's worth, I would say, taking your time and trying to detail all of these things. And then we continue with the separate doors. Note that the doors are shown in the closed position as well, so that's why you have to decide whether you would like to open them and do it in your own way, but at least I can see that the bonnet can be, well, manufacturers suggest that there is a possibility to have it openable. And next, here you can see the last steps. So for this tarp, and actually this one-piece part which we saw before, so this small element, it is actually combined together with the one-piece tarpaulin. So in, I would say, basic assembly, manufacturer assumes that you'll get this covered version, but I guess it's not problematic also to get the open version just by not installing these parts. Next we have the first marking option from 1965. Here we have two more vehicles from the same year in 1967. And these camouflages are interesting because here you get the tarp in a beige color, while previous one had the camouflage. Here we have even the yellow roof, so this is the 1969. Here we have another one from 1972. One more here from UN, and it's 1973. Another one from 70s and 80s. And then we continue with various other kits from the same brand. So as you can see, there is already quite a large choice from this brand, so definitely worth checking out. And here we have the logo of the manufacturer. So overall, I think it's a really great release in a 135 scale. It should be already available, so you can get it on official AK website. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.